Alright guys, so I've been planning this video for a while. Ever since my last video did decently well. I got like 1.3k views, I think it is right now. I've been planning this video. So this video is what your race says about you in Deepwoken. And yeah, so basically I'm just gonna be going through all the races and just saying what I think about each race basically. Also, if you couldn't notice, I have a new mic, which I just came in today and I've been very happy about it. So yeah, let's get started. Celtor. I hate Celtors. Celtors can suffer, I'm kidding, but by the way, I am not that mean, but I still hate them. They don't have any drip, their racial abilities aren't even good, and like, man, when will I actually need to have more health on my boat? And the other boat ability is only good when buying that one super expensive like iron boat. I forget what it's called, but yeah, being ugly and having no good racial abilities, Celtors also aren't the most chill type of people. I've come across a couple Celtors and, well, they aren't exactly nice. I've fought some and I don't really like them that much. They're the type of person to scam you in the trade, and also Celtor is one of the most common races, which is not a benefit, by the way. Like if I have a race, I want it to be kind of rare. I don't want like a billion other people to have it. But yeah. Etrian. Do not get me started on Etrian. They are not drippy at all. They have like no good racial abilities. They are one of the most common races in the entire game, which again is not a benefit. And they even have a racial ability that harms you more than it does good, which is called Mole. It gets rid of blessings and ailments faster, which sucks because yeah, it would be good if it only got rid of ailments faster, but blessings too? Yeah, no, I'm not going with this race. Also, I hate their name. It's literally just the spawn point, the main spawn point, and the devs should have been more creative. Also, I read about the lore about these guys, and apparently they are officially racist in the lore, which is a thing, I guess. And so yeah, I hate Etrians a lot. They suck. Ganymede. If you are a Ganymede, then I'm already biased towards you. Ganymede was originally my dream race, and there are so many reasons for that. Ganymede is a lion-based race, which already makes it cooler. Well, actually, it's a lion and wolf-based race, which already makes it cooler than other races. Ganymede is also the most human-looking race, which is good for people who don't like how all the other races are animalistic. Ganymedes are generally chill people, and normally don't attack on sight. They have pretty good racial abilities, and are among the coolest-looking races. And that isn't bias either, that's a fact. Gremor. Gremor is a cool race. They are slightly drippy with their horns, and they have surprisingly good racial abilities. The race I came into contact with most, by the way, are Felinors and Vesperian. This is a side note, by the way, which is probably wrong, but those races are the ones I notice the most. So, by the way, any race that I say I know the more about is probably because I've actually come into contact with them in game. I've probably come into contact with every single race, but I just don't notice it, by the way. But yeah, but moving back onto the topic of Gremor, they are the deer race that starts with extra strength and fortitude, and they have a literal compass built into them, which for navigation purposes is really, really great. Which also, by the way, I don't really get how the compass works, because like they're a deer, and like maybe something with the lore again, but like deers and compasses, I don't really see how that mix. But yeah, well, having one of these guys on your crew would be like a blessing if you don't know the map well, that is. Which I personally don't, so I could use a Gremor friend. That'd be cool. They also lose less food, which is a nice touch, and just something that makes them a really good race to be. Which is good job, Gremors. You guys are pretty cool. Adret. Before reading about what Adret did, and what they do, and basically what they are, I would have said that they suck. They look slightly drippy, which I'll give them, because I knew nothing about the racial abilities, or anything like that before. But after reading about them, I'm convinced that for a 17% rollover chance, which is like the highest chance for any race, by the way, they have the best racial abilities in the game. They have passive autodidact, which is, on my Felinor account, that is one of the boons that I have, a really good boon, I love it, which alone is really great. They have passive XP boost, which is another boon. I forgot what that boon is called, but it's another boon. And both of those, like I said before, they're like both boons, so they basically start out with 2 extra boons. And they also start with more health and a better reputation with the village people, which doesn't need to be added, but it's a really small thing, and they're still really cool. So Adreds out there, you guys are cool, and I respect you guys. Felinors. If you are a Felinor, I respect you, but not for the reason you may think. I respect you for being so damn brave to play this game in ultra hard difficulty. Also, again, I may or may not be a little biased towards this race because my main account is a Felinor, like I did say before. Felinors have pretty decent racial abilities and are kind of drippy, though some people might not think so. It only goes 2 ways. You either hate Felinors or love them, and I'm kind of in the middle, which is ironic since, you know, I said there's only 2 ways to go. So yeah, Felinors are alright. I wouldn't personally go Felinor if I had a choice, but it's what I got, and yeah, just gotta live with it. Con. Khan is actually a pretty cool race. In my opinion, their racial abilities don't make sense at all. Basically, they don't match at all for what, like, since, like, they're a monkey, basically. They are pretty cool looking, so I'll give them that, but their racial abilities, like I said before, are not fitting at all. They are a monkey, so I can see them being better at climbing or having more agility or something. Well, actually, they do have, they started off with a little bit more agility, but, like, that's not what I mean. But no, they get to use the weapon 3 points earlier, which I find pretty weird. Unless it has something to do with the lore, which I don't know much about, then that's weird. Khans are a decent race, not my favorite, not my least favorite. They're just pretty meh, but their racial abilities are weird. Also, starting off, getting a weapon 3 points earlier is okay, but it's not the best. So they're more on the lower side of the race tier list for me, but they're still okay. They're not the worst. Vesperian. If you are a Vesperian, you are the best race in the game, and that isn't even arguable. Vesperians are the drippiest race in the game, and no questions could be asked about that one. The only downside is that they cannot remove their mask. So it is odd. So if for some odd reason you do not like it, then you just have to suffer and just mull it, basically. You can't do anything about the mask, which I don't understand why you wouldn't like it. It's a really cool looking mask. Vesperians also have the best racial ability in the game. Vesperians can be a mix of both toxic and chill, and there's really no way to pick unless you meet one in the actual game. Some of the strongest and most toxic players can be Vesperians. It can also go the other way as well. Some of the most chill players can be Vesperians. I really love Vesperians. By the way, I didn't say this before, but their racial ability is that their mask gives them extra armor, since they are based off of beetles, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's just really cool, and it's a really creative race, and it's overall just really great. Ganymede. Ganymede is either the third or fourth best race to me. It's contested with Felinor, what third or fourth best is to me, but yeah, Ganymede is really drippy. Other than their hat, which you could just take off with P, by the way, so if you don't like it, you can just put it away. Ganymede also has really good racial abilities. They start off with increased stats and intelligence and willpower, which is nice, and they are immune to insanity. That may not seem that good to you, but when you are considering that bells are a thing, which require you to be in the depth for 7 hours or more without dying, then that seems like a lot better. Basically, if you're a Ganymede, you look really drippy, and they are the most chill race in my opinion. I've never gotten ganked by one, and if you go to the depths, if you're a Ganymede, you should probably go to the depths if you are skilled enough, of course, because the depths are pretty scary. Capra. Capra is probably my 5th favorite race. I don't have much to say about this, but yeah. Basically, Capra is the GOAT race, with giant horns that you could customize, which is really cool. Their drip factor is already off the charts. They look really menacing and can be a threat if you meet them in game. Their racial abilities are mainly for support, which depending on the skill color of the Capra allows you to buff nearby allies in various ways. I'm not going to go into detail, you can look that up if you want, but basically, having a Capra in your squad during an expedition, you'll be basically set. Having Capra and whatever the deer race is, yeah, you're basically set. Those are 2 good support races. They're kind of toxic, but that's okay. I've gotten killed by a couple of them. They're still cool, and I love Capras. And yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, that's basically it. Just take all that with a grain of salt. By the way, I don't know the most about every single race. I'm not a race expert in Deepwoken. I've come into contact with some of them. I've just basically read about them and the wiki before this, and that's how I know about what I do currently about them. They're all pretty good. All the races of Deepwoken are cool. There's just some that are worse than others, and yeah, like I said again, take this all with a grain of salt. This is all my opinion, and a lot of this is for satire and jokes, and yeah. So basically, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, because that'd be really nice. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys like my new mic. Hopefully the quality and just, yeah, in general, it sounds a lot better. And also, I've been trying to talk a bit slower in my videos, because I have gotten some complaints about that. I know, sorry, I just naturally talk fast. And yeah. So yeah, guys, see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.